So it was very interesting up to now. I appreciate that. So you are really specialist. So I'm investigated a little bit Gizeh. I think there's a riddle engraved. Do you also think it's a riddle? It's not just these energetic things, which they are, but that there's also a riddle engraved, information that we have to unriddle for the better of our society, of our civilization.
I believe that dimension, so math and geometry, if you know how to properly read it, then you could read all the history, past and the future, if you know how to read it.
Okay.
Of course, for us, we live in the linear time, but the pyramid builders were aware that the time is not an absolute category. So everything is happening.
It's more a cycle.
Yes, so they were able to see past and the future. If we are ready as a society, then we could read it. Of course, we are not ready. Look at our society of wars and violence and inequality. We are not ready yet.
Okay, so we have to get ready for it, and the sooner we solve the riddle of Gizeh, I think the better it is. You mentioned the holy geometry. Do you think the number 3 and 5 are important?
Well, the prime numbers are very important. 3 and 5 are prime numbers. Prime number, they are also secret numbers. So I would say 3, 5, and 7, and 9, and 11, and 13, and all these numbers, odd numbers and prime numbers, they are extremely important. And if you incorporate them in the design of the buildings and objects, they become alive.
Okay. So 3 and 5 are important numbers for...
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea what the Sphinx means? What the meaning of the Sphinx is?
It works on different levels. It is the entrance to the underground world. It is the entrance to the Hall of Record. It is representation of closer proximity of the Lion star constellation, which tells us that it was built either 12, 13,000 years back, or 26,000 years, or 52,000 years back, and so on. So I would say there are several levels for the Sphinx. And of course, those, let's call them temples with the columns inside, they had also different meanings.
Had been the 3 pyramids and the Sphinx had been built at the same time?
Of course, this was a master project. When they were preparing the Giza plateau from one end to another one, the difference was less than 2 centimeters. What Egyptologists are saying, one pharaoh, one pyramid, second pharaoh, second pyramid. No. It was a master project. They had to prepare the area. They had to prepare with the different materials, which has different energy quality. Some materials have more quartz crystals for the piezoelectrical effect. Some materials, are good as the insulator. So once they prepared everything, they started building structures all at the same time.
Okay.
Because it was built by more advanced civilization. So our techniques, our time duration does not apply here. Everything was built in a very short period of time, not 20 years, not 50, not 200. We are talking probably about several months.
Okay. I have a conjecture. Let's put a conjecture on the table. One aspect of the pyramids. Inside the pyramid, something could be hidden or encapsulated. Do you think there had been something inside the pyramid which had to go out when they had been opened? So you can hide something from the outside that they should not get it, or you can encapsulate something which shall not come out till a special date, till a special technology is available to open some special chambers.
Well, let me tell you about what we have measured when it comes to pyramids. We've measured 3 different energy flows. The first energy is flowing on the base in a spiral fashion and going through the top of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
And that energy beam you can measure. We measure it, 28 kilohertz electrical. And it moves very, very fast. The second energy flow is inside the pyramid. It hits 1/3 of the height, goes to 2/3, hitting 1/3 and completing the circle. This energy flow is important because this is pyramid energy. And the chambers at the Great Pyramid of Egypt are built on the way of this energy flow. So when you are inside the pyramid, you are exposed to the pyramid energy. It improves your molecular structure, and under certain condition, you can even go through the teleportation process.
Can this energy cycle or sphere can encapsulate something which shouldn't go out?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but it improves the molecular structure. It can rejuvenate, make you younger, very important. It can improve your spiritual abilities, also very important. But the question is, how did builders knew those specific frequencies and how did they create them? Well, for me, it had to be some device, some technological device that would enable them to make, such very specific frequencies. And I think that device is missing today. In one of the pyramids, it is called the Red Pyramid. Red Pyramid is a little bit to the south from Giza Plateau. Beautiful, it's 105 meters high. Inside, when you get inside, there are 3 chambers, one on top of each other. In the 3rd chamber, part of the floor is missing, like somebody violently removed something.
Okay.
It's very possible that there was some part of machinery, part of technological device which has been removed, so pyramids do not work properly today.
Okay. Do you have an idea? There are also those 6 very small pyramids in Gizeh.
Yes.
Do you have an idea why they did that?
6 plus 1, which is destroyed, so at least 7. So 3 plus 7, at least 10 pyramids. Of course, the folklore, the official story, sisters, princesses.
No, not the official story, your story. The official story is crap.
When you look from the top, the Giza Plateau looks like a chip, computer chip.
Okay.
So it is an energy machine with the energy movements. So the smaller ones had their purpose. But again, some of the structures are missing today, and it would be really nice to see the original blueprint, how the whole area looks like.
And the top stone, the pyramidion, is about 15 kilometers away from the Cheops pyramid. Do you know why?
Yeah, all the pyramids did have pyramidions. Pyramidion, of course, it is the shape of the pyramid, four-sided, but always from the better material. Granite, gold-plated granite, or gold. Why is that? We know in Bosnia there is energy beam, and the pyramidion would calibrate and focus the energy. And you're right, all pyramidions are missing in Giza. Pyramidions in China, even in Bosnia, they've been either destroyed or moved, or because when you remove one important element of the machine does not work like before. It still works, you can measure some stuff, but it is broken, kaput.
Okay.
Yes.
I give you a very weird conjecture. Could it be possible that in those chambers of the pyramids, a material was encapsulated, which is called soul? That special people had been put in those chambers, and the chambers were totally sealed, and that those civilizations had the idea they had to make something. They had to release at a special time special souls to do something with the civilization here, to change the civilization for the betterment of the world.
Okay.
So that's a weird hypothesis.
No, it's not weird. I don't think it's weird.
Do you ever?
First, we need to define what the soul is.
Yes.
My understanding, we have three entities. One is our physical body.
Yes.
Which is for one use only. It lasts you 50 or 100 years. The second entity is the soul.
Yes.
It is inside our body, so our body really protects our soul.
So our body is a vessel for our soul.
It is a vessel. Brahma Kumaris is saying it is a vehicle, but this vehicle is also important during this life.
Sure.
We need to treasure this vehicle, yes. Our vessel. The soul lasts almost forever. Why almost? Because at one stage, the Creator created the souls, many numbers of souls. And at one stage, when soul goes through many experiences, the soul will become part of the whole again. So for me, this is the second entity, which uses our body and our physical senses to experience the material world. At the same time, the soul sophisticates our body. Otherwise, we would be just the animals.
Yes.
So the second. And the third entity is a spirit. Spirit is a small, divine flash, divine light. It is part of Creator. You know how they say Creator is everywhere around us and inside. So I believe that soul protects the spirit. And during
then I have a theory for that.
Okay.
Many people think our DNA is a double helix.
Yes.
Yeah. But they don't know how a DNA is measured. A DNA is measured when those thing which is a DNA in real life is dried off and crystallized. Yes, you can only measure crystallized structures. You can only measure 3D structures when they are dried and crystallized. And when you dry them, you have something like that.
Right.
See that?
Yes.
And then you measure a double helix.
Yes.
But if you put it in water, it might look like that. You
Right.
cannot differentiate it by the state-of-the-art measurement.
Right.
Yeah, and the top DNA, or I call it the king's DNA, might also called a soul. DNA is definitely the wrong name for that. We just don't know how to call it, and we call it DNA. But perhaps, you know, all things have a hierarchy, like in a pyramid. And perhaps those top molecule might be called the soul. And then you have, in chemistry, you have enzymes, and in the enzyme you have a central ion, a central atom. And this makes an enzyme working. And perhaps this, you call this the spirit, and this the soul, and your idea, I just put it into something which you can put your fingers on and you can watch it. Perhaps this is the combination of soul and spirit. Yeah. So you know, I'm a chemist. Yeah, and like Abraham Maslow put it in words. He who's good with the hammer thinks everything is a soul. So please forgive me when I have a quite materialistic paradigm of the world. And something like that. Yeah? If this is what makes us a living being with a soul, perhaps something like that can be encapsulated in a charm book. And maybe you need some quite advanced combination of spirit and soul to get out of the pyramid and change the matrix. Because an advanced civilization who understand those 26,000 year cycle said, okay, we have to do something. Perhaps there was a civilization before us who made a very severe mistake, who doomed our civilization, the advanced civilization who built the pyramid.
Right.
And so perhaps this is a warning, not just a warning which we have to understand, the riddle of Gizeh, but that apart from those energetic qualities, there are more usages of the pyramid. It sounds a little bit strange what I put now in words, but I think you have a very good feeling.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Now, Andreas, we have experience with effects of the Bosnian pyramid energy to our spiritual senses.
Yes.
When you are in the tunnels, when you open your hands, we have some very big ceramic blocks, 4 tons, 8 tons, 100 tons. Somebody made them on very special places.
They're ceramic blocks, not concrete. It's real ceramic blocks.
In the tunnels, ceramic blocks.
Okay.
On the pyramid, concrete blocks. And by those blocks, when people open their hands, they can feel the energy.
Okay.
Feeling the energy is not a physical sense. You are not touching, you don't see, you don't hear, you feel. So it is like you can develop some of the spiritual senses, intuition and so on. People who work with the, bioenergy, healings, they say when they are inside the tunnels, they feel their power 20 times stronger. So when you are inside the pyramid, for example, you like to talk about the Great Pyramid of Egypt. When you are inside that pyramid, you are on the way of this pyramid energy, and your powers are much stronger. and you are able to achieve the state of the astral projection much easier. For example, I've been trained to achieve astral projection. That is the process when your soul leaves the body fully controlled. So you leave the body, you look above, okay, you see your body laying on the couch, you go through the roof, you see the village, and so on. This is the astral projection.
Okay.
When you are exposed to pyramid energy, you can achieve astral projection much, much easier.
So that means you are very much in control of your soul?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And then, like you said, then you can do different things. You can affect the humanity, you can work on the progress, you can work to rise the global consciousness. Yes, you can work on those things while you are on this planet. So the first steps, of course, would be you start with the meditation, you go deep, then you connect with your soul, and if you're happy, you can even go all the way to your spirit. But your soul has already so much knowledge that you would need a lifetime to get all the information. So you are right, the pyramid energy works also with the very essence of our nature, with our souls.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very interesting. So I think I could talk to you for hours. You make also some guided visitations of the pyramids.
Yeah. Well, every year, of course, nowadays is a pandemic, Corona, but at least 2-3 times I personally lead the groups in Bosnia, but we have 36 guides. People can come anytime to Bosnian pyramids to visit them 3 days, 7 days, 15 days. And we go to the Sun Pyramid and Moon and Dragon and Tumulus and underground tunnels. We have so far discovered 6 entrances to prehistorical underground tunnels. So when people come, they have excellent experience archaeological. They can even volunteer with us, scientific, energy, spiritual, healing. We have one of the most beautiful parks with the yoga and meditation places, with the beautiful botanical gardens, labyrinths of love, labyrinths of energy. So a wonderful place, life-changing place that we created in Bosnia, and we are running it. We are not government, we are non-profit, non-government organization, so it's beautiful to be there. I also take groups to Egypt every year in December. We start from Abu Simbel, Edfu, Komombo, Abydos, Dendera temples, and then we check 27 pyramids, from Hawara, Lakshur, Saqqara, Giza, of course, and so on. I take people to South Africa with Michael Tellinger, Swaziland, Zimbabwe, Balancing Rock, Stone Circles, Adam's Calendar. I take people to Sardinia. They have Nuragi. They are like conical megalithic towers. I take people to Israel, Jordan, and Palestine. In Israel, they have pyramid also. They have megalithic
so tomorrow
sites.
Tomorrow I have a phone call with Michael Tellinger. I give you him your regards as well.
Well, hello.
Hello. What
now I lost you.
Said.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
Tomorrow
you said tomorrow you're going to talk to Michael Tellinger?
Yes, I give him your regards.
Yeah, Michael and myself, we are very good friends. We had last group together in February, just 4 or 5 months back. We took people to Swaziland, South Africa, and Zimbabwe for a few years. And Michael was here in Bosnia many times. Michael, Valery Uvarov, all these people that are here. So yes, I take people so people can compare, they can see, they can think differently, and I take instruments to measure energy phenomena.
Okay.
Like in February, ask Michael about the instruments, and he will tell you he was very impressed with everything I brought. And the problem with archaeologists, Egyptologists, they jealously guard their sites. They don't let physicists, engineers, medical doctors, geophysicists, independent researchers to come, to verify, to measure. They don't do that. And this is shame.
There are much too much gatekeepers on this world, is it?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Okay. So when now members of our group get engaged, motivated to just be there at the pyramids, have a decent guidance, they could contact you via your website?
Yes, you will contact me, and then we'll make you a beautiful program. When you come here, it's Pyramid Energy, it's organic food, it's the most beautiful countryside. You will love that. You will fall in love. Listen, I spent 25 years in Houston, Texas, and I came back to Bosnia to live there.
Okay.
Okay, so it has to be a good reason why I came back from America after 25 years to live in Sarajevo. We still have some organic food. We still have some real green color in forests, and we are building, a beautiful project around us.
I think you motivated now 100 decent people to get you visited as soon as possible. So
well,
thanks.
I'll be waiting for you next year. This year will be tough, but next year, yes.
Yeah, sure. So thanks a lot. It was a pleasure for me to talk to you, and it was very nice. And thanks a lot.
Well, thank you, Andreas. You have my contact, and you're always welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.